everyone. How you doing? This is Amber Welty. I just wanted to talk about another issue today, but before that, again, this is my book, Ramthaandme, One Woman's Journey in the School of Ancient Wisdom. And if you're interested, you can contact me at Ramthaandme, Ramthaandme @gmail.com, or a Heartwalker, which is like the heart in your body, HeartWalker @gmail.com. And let me know if you're interested in getting the book, and I can send that to you. I love this cover. It represents to me the levels and journeys through consciousness, because we live in more than one realm. Right now we're existing in 3 levels of consciousness, the first 3 levels of consciousness, and after that we go up through the 7 levels, and we even have 12 levels according to other teachers. We have 7, at least 7 or 8, and there are 12 potentially, and maybe more. I mean, we have a lot to investigate, but anyway, this cover for me represents dancing through the different levels of consciousness, because every day we are moving through consciousness. We move from our first level of consciousness up to the 7th and back down to the 4th or the 3rd, depending on where we're at and what we're feeling and what our emotions and mind is doing. We move up and down through like a scale on a piano. And so dancing on the levels of consciousness is what we do on a regular basis. So anyway, if you're interested and want a book that changed your life, people say it does. So contact me. Thank you. And on the YouTube, press like if you like this, and friend me, or whatever you do with your YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Okay, so today I want to talk about motherhood, becoming a mother. This is a very interesting thing because I'm a professional. I'm a chemical engineer. I worked in the pharmaceutical industry for 7 years before I had my children. I went to 4 years of engineering school before that. And I'm a professional person. I act in a professional manner. I live in a professional way. But when I contemplated my motherhood, I used my mind rather than my heart to understand that process. And I didn't understand it because I tried to use this brain instead of my heart to figure this out. And the reason I make that distinction is because the brain is like the tail of the dog, and the heart is the dog. So if you always use the tail to figure out and to live your life, you're always using the hind end of yourself to try to live this life. But if you go and move into your heart and you start to understand from your heart what really is going on, now you're living from the dog, not the tail. So I would like to recommend that in any major decision that you're going to make, or in any relationship that you have with family, friends, lovers, children, that you move into your heart before you make any decision, and don't make it from the head. So when I contemplated potentially having children, because here I am working, in a big job, having all these people reporting to me, and like my mother would say, "Amber, when are we going to have some grandchildren?" And my husband and I were married for 7 years before we had children. I said, "Mom, you see those 2 cats over there? Those are your grandchildren. Enjoy them." She said, "Mom, Amber, I don't like cats." I said, "Mom, learn to love your grandchildren. These are your grandchildren. You probably will never have any grandchildren, because I'm a professional and I'm on my own journey." And so my mother just said, "Okay, fine, whatever." And so for 7 years, I gave that story. And at one point, my father started talking about children and having a child. And he said, "It's a miracle." I said, "Miracle? What's the miracle, Dad?" "Look, a male comes together with a female. the sperm intersects with the egg, and then it starts dividing and becoming other cells, and before you know it, there's a baby. I mean, what's the miracle? This is basic science. This is biology. Come on, let's not make this into some woo-woo, spiritual thing, having a baby. And so he said, Amber, someday you'll understand. I said, I do understand. I'm very, very smart. I understand the whole process. Well, you think I don't understand this? Well, a year later, my husband and I decided to have a baby. And I got pregnant. And as I contemplated, oh my God, there is a human being living inside of me. Oh, this is amazing. Oh my goodness. And I went to my dad. I said, Dad, there's a living human being inside my body. It's a miracle. He said, yes, Amy, I know. I did not understand until I was in the experience. What a miracle, having a baby, creating life between someone that you love and yourself, and having a brand new human being come into fruition. I had no idea what kind of a miracle that was until it happened to me. And when I felt it and I understood it, I was totally stunned. I was taken back. I carried for 9 months, and I had my baby naturally. And my husband was in the hospital, like a good husband, went to all the classes with me, Lamaze, learned the breathing techniques, did all of the things he's supposed to do. And then they said, when you go to the hospital, make sure, for the husbands now, you bring something to eat. It's really important for the husbands to bring something because it's a long process. It could be days, hours, who knows, weeks. Not really weeks, but anyway. So make sure you have food with you, something to entertain yourself, because in between the pains, you're going to want to do something with your time. And so my husband brought Reese's peanut butter cups. And so we were in the midst of the labor, and it was really intense, and it was time to breathe, and my husband says, breathe, and he's breathing at me. And he was breathing Reese's peanut butter cups in my face. And I threw up everywhere. I said, go over to the other corner of the room. Don't breathe on me with that. He said, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, Ed, don't even talk to me. I can't. The smell was so intense. I didn't realize I was going into a transition. Transition is where you go from just the labor pain to where the body is getting ready to deliver. And so that transition place is where a lot of times people feel like they want to throw up. They want to upchuck. You feel nauseous. You feel woozy. Everything is happening all at the same time. And so as the baby is getting ready to be born, of course, I don't know what's going on. And my husband's trying to coach me. And he said, I only had probably 5 pushes and the baby was born. And so at the second or third push, he said, Am, just 1 or 2 more pushes and the baby is going to be born. You can see the crown. I said, Ed, are you lying to me? He said, no, I wouldn't do that. I said, if you're lying to me, Ed, when I get off this table, you're going to be in big trouble. He said, no, Am. Just 1 or 2 more pushes. Believe me. Just listen. 1 or 2 more, and the baby's coming. He was always right. And he helped with all the deliveries for all our 3 children. He was always there. Didn't bring Reese's peanut butter cups anymore. But he was always there to make sure that he could participate with me. Once our babies were born, the first baby, we didn't know what it was called, but I could not take this beautiful, innocent baby and put it in a room down the hall away from me. I've been carrying that baby for 9 months inside me. so close to me, it was closer than my skin. And now I'm going to put it down the hall in a room by itself at night. It's like, I can't do that. I said, Ed, the baby has to sleep in bed with us. He said, okay. And so we put our little baby in between us in the bed on a pillow, and we all slept well. At first I was concerned because she slept for 6 hours. Oh my God, there must be something wrong. My baby slept for 6 hours in the night. I went to the doctor, I said, something's wrong. I said, what's the matter? My baby slept for 6 hours last night. He said, that's great. I said, there's nothing wrong? No, that's wonderful. So anyways, learning new things as new parents was an amazing experience. And we did the family bed. And so at night, when she would wake up, I breastfeed her on one side, burp her, change her diapers, breastfeed her, and then we all go back to sleep. Put her on her pillow, she was next to us, I'd go back to sleep, I'd go back to sleep, and all night I could listen, I could hear. And so that was something that we did with our children. I love them so much. I love them so dearly. And I never knew that until I was an adult, how much I love babies. I didn't when my mother wanted me to love them in these dolls that she brought for me. But as soon as it was my baby, as soon as I felt that beauty of that baby in my arms and saw the beautiful eyes and the way she looked at me with so much love, I began to understand what unconditional love was. Because I could be the ugliest person in the world. I could be the most beautiful. I could have my hair crazy all over the place or beautifully done. I could be fat or I could be thin. Baby didn't care. Baby just loved me. Just loved me unconditionally. And from that reflection, I started to think, well, if the baby thinks I'm that good, maybe I should love myself. And I started to understand about loving myself through the reflection of this beautiful child that loved me no matter what. And I understood that there was something I had missed my whole life. And for the first time in my husband's and my life together, our house became a home. When it was just the two of us, it was a house that we had friends over and parties and did all kinds of wild and crazy fun things. But once the baby was born, the house took on a whole different aspect. It took on a nest, and now our house is a home. And from that point on, with my second and third, and then with our grandchildren, our house was always a home. So I want to share that with you today. I wanted to share my experiences being a woman and becoming a mother and understanding, loving, and being loved unconditionally. So anyway, thank you so much for allowing me to share that with you. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.